Never let the fear of striking out get in your way. Babe Ruth.
Hi, bestie.
Hi, bestie.
How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Good. Want to know something fun?
Always.
As of right now, this recording, we have 10 followers on Spotify.
10 whole followers.
10.
Wow.
And all but 2 of them are not me and Vince.
Or me.
Or you. So we have 7.
Hello, 7 listeners.
Hello, 7 listeners. Ooh, we should give a special shout out to our number 1 fan, as she tells us all the time.
Yes. Hello, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel. I hope you're having a wonderful day and a wonderful drive. I know she listens to us when she drives into work.
Oh, perfect.
Yes. So, Rachel, we see you. We love you. We're talking to you right now. Also, if you're listening to the sounds of our voices, you should follow us if you're not already, so that you can always know when our episodes drop, as the kids say.
As the kids say.
Maddie's laughing at me.
Always.
But yeah, follow us on Spotify. We are on YouTube now, which is weird to me that a podcast is on YouTube, but basically you can listen to us talk, and just on the screen the only video is just the image of our logo, which is fine. It's the way to listen. It's cool. So we're on YouTube. Also, we're also on iHeart and Amazon Music. We are not on Apple Podcasts yet because I still can't freaking figure it out. Apple Podcasts makes you jump through so many hoops to try and get your show up that I can't. I haven't figured it out. Maybe someday.
We'll get there.
Maybe someday. But until then, thanks for listening here on these other avenues. And I don't know. I think it's exciting that we have listeners that we probably don't even know. So it's kind of cool.
It is cool.
Yeah. All 7 of our listeners. But today we get to talk about season 1, episode 7, Blink. Oh, that's a different show.
Oh, okay.
Don't Blink is a totally different.
I watched the wrong thing.
Suddenly there's going to be something about angels. Stone angels. This episode aired August 29th, 2006. It was directed by Jeffrey Levy, written by our creators, Cosby and Paglia. We open with just an overview shot of the town. Again, Zoe and Jack are going to talk at the very beginning, but something I noticed before they even started talking is there was a sign in town that said no hoverboarding.
Awesome.
Hoverboarding prohibited, which is a bummer, man.
There's a story there.
And there's gotta be. I don't know what it is, but maybe Marty McFly.
I think so. That's gotta be what it was.
Came to town with his hoverboard and was skitching with his hoverboard.
Yep.
And Jack was like, no, that's not safe.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
That's what happened.
Yep. That's the origin story. It is now my headcanon. So we then, again, get the conversation between Zoe and Jack. And it starts with Zoe talking. She says, I don't get it. A bunch of grown men slapping each other's butts and hitting balls with sticks. I get you, Zoe.
It's 100% me and you both talking about sports ball.
Yes, because
I'm trying to tell you why a sport is so interesting, and you're like, sports ball.
Sports ball. It's cool. But I get it. I sort of get sport fandom because it's like my nerd fandom, but more accepted. So yeah, Zoe thinks that baseball is weird, but Jack thinks that Zoe's outfit is weird.
Right.
Yes. Again, relatable. Because in high school, my parents thought that my clothes were weird.
Same.
I mean, granted, they were.
Same.
I was voted weirdest in my senior class.
I love that for you.
I do too. I worked 4 years for that title. I am proud of it. Yeah, no, I mean, I dressed in loud colors and patterns and I just decided, even in high school, I decided I'm going to do what I want and forget what everybody else. So yeah, I was a big old weirdo. But I do think it's a generational thing where parents always think their kids dress weird.
Absolutely.
Because fashions change. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we think bell bottoms are weird.
I don't think they're weird. I'm just mad that they're back. Again.
Well, no, I mean, like, when we were teenagers, we were like,
oh, yeah.
Bell bottoms. And then they came into fashion, and everybody started wearing them again. Mm-hmm. It was weird.
Or all of our, my middle school, high school clothes are coming back now.
Yo.
Or if you go to any clothing section, it's like being back in the 90s.
And like, well, yeah, because like, it's progressing a little more now, but like 5 years ago, I walked into all the like stores meant for young people, like teenagers and stuff, and all I'm seeing is clothes that I would have worn in high school. Mm-hmm. And I'm going, am I cool? Like, what's happening? And I was the weirdo. Right. So it's the weirdo fashion that's coming back.
Yeah.
Which is kind of great.
Well, now it's not so much the weirdo fashion anymore. It's back to the really early 2000s. Actually, what Zoe is wearing in the episode would be cool now.
Right. Right.
Like, to me, it looks dated.
She's wearing the tank dress with the shirt underneath it.
Yeah.
But I feel like my sister's kids might wear that kind of deal.
I've seen that like in stores.
Yeah.
Yeah. The tank dress and the t-shirt underneath is back.
But then we get to the town meeting.
Yes.
And the town meeting is Zoom before Zoom was cool.
Yes, it is.
It's another example of this show predicting the future.
Yep.
Because the whole town meeting is just down in everybody's PDAs. It's a big Zoom meeting. Of course, Henry is leading it because that's how he does everything. And he puts Carter on the spot.
Mm-hmm. With a camera that's floating in the middle of nothing.
Somewhere. Could be a drone.
Could be.
Or just Cafe Diem has cameras.
Or there's just cameras in the atmosphere.
Little microbot
cameras.
Drones. Microbot drone cameras. Yes. Love this. Headcanon. So Carter is put on the spot with this mysterious camera. Mm-hmm. And he takes this opportunity to embarrass Zoe.
Of course.
Because that's what good dads do, right?
Absolutely.
My dad used to try so hard to embarrass both me and my sister. And it always worked for my sister. She got so embarrassed by some of the things he would say. But my friends would call the house and he'd be trying to embarrass me. So he'd answer the phone. Thank you for calling the loony bin. Head loony speaking. And then, of course, one of my smart-ass friends said, I'd like to speak to baby Looney, please. But yeah, like, it never fazed me. Like, I still don't think I know what the concept of embarrassment really feels like.
My parents have always been the cool parents that never really tried to embarrass me or that tried not to embarrass me.
Yeah.
So, I never really got embarrassed either. Even my dad's goofy, but, like, he would never do embarrassing things, I guess. Or I just wasn't immune to them.
There was one day, my sister and I were at an event. So my sister and I both went to an all-girls high school. Mm-hmm. And there was an event at our brother's school, the all-boys school. And my sister had her first boyfriend. She was a freshman. And so I was in like 7th grade. But this event was for like all ages or whatever. My parents were at a friend's house that was nearby the school, playing poker or just having an adult night. And my dad came to pick us up from said event and decided to have a little fun. So he came to pick us up in his friend's black Lincoln Town Car. Okay. His 2 friends came with, sitting in the front seat, with their leather fur-lined jackets on. And these are big dudes. These are large men. Mm-hmm. Okay. So when they pull up, both of them got out of the car, stood next to the car with their arms folded. Okay, this is like true mafia style. Uh-huh. Okay. So my dad then, after they're out of the car and standing, he steps out of the back seat, saunters up to my sister's little freshman boyfriend, and says, "You must be insert boyfriend name." I don't know if I should say it. I'm going to change the name to protect the innocent. So, "You must be Castiel." And this poor boy.
I just want our listeners to know that Castiel is one of Corinne's cat's names.
Yes, it is.
And Neelix, another one of her cats, was next to her and looked at her like, "No, Mom.
You should use my name."
I'm Neelix.
Yeah.
That's not my name.
So my dad gets out of the car, shakes the kid's hand. The kid is literally shaking. I am watching this young boy shake in his boots. Shakes his hand, and he's like, "Yes, sir." And I don't even know if my dad said anything else to this poor kid, because I am in my head laughing so hard. And then so my sister and I get in the car with my dad. We drive away, and we both go, "Dad, that was so cool."
That's so funny.
So instead of embarrassing her or me or both of us, we thought it was the funniest, coolest thing he'd ever done.
That's hilarious.
It was hysterical, and one of my favorite stories to tell about my dad.
Look at this sweet boy.
Oh, Neelix came to visit you.
Well, he kind of fell over into this position, and then he just realized he kind of liked it.
That's what he does. He'll climb, and then he'll be like, "Flop, this is where I live now."
He stumbled and was like, "Oh, this is perfect."
Neelix is a
I
good
don't have any
boy.
cats that do this.
He's my sweet boy.
Sweet boy.
So yes, Dad's got to embarrass.
Yes.
So Jack embarrasses Zoe like he does, and then he also suggests, though, a baseball league.
It's so cute.
It is very cute. It's very sweet. But then we cut to Stark's office, and Stark does not think it is sweet.
He finds it very quaint in the most sarcastic way possible.
Yes. But he and Allison are talking about DoD stuff and some weapons array, shield array, that's what it is. And then there's some tension about their relationship. It's pretty obvious Stark wants to get back together, but Allison is trying to have clear boundaries still.
Right.
And then they start talking about Kevin and a drug trial that he's in to cure his autism.
Right.
Which you and I have talked about this at length, but I guess the long and the short of it is that I feel like if we call it a cure for autism, it makes it sound like Autism Spectrum Disorder is a disease, whereas it is not. It is a disorder. It's a spectrum of symptoms and doesn't necessarily need a cure, but good treatments.
Yeah,
and,
I agree with that.
Yeah. And so, but then to give the show a little bit of grace, this was 2006, and we do, as a society, understand a lot more about the disorder now than we did then. So further research was needed.
Right.
So and just doing research into treatments and things for anybody on the spectrum or neurodivergence is a good thing. So,
and I think the word cure was misused. I don't think, because even the drug is supposed to be treating his symptoms, not curing the autism.
Yeah.
So I think it was just a miswrite.
Yeah. Okay. I can get behind that.
Because it's I can't remember what was the chemical. The drug was methylphenidate hydrochloride.
Okay.
And just based on the
prefixes, suffixes, yeah.
Based on the words.
Yeah.
It sounds like it'd be very similar to Adderall.
Okay. So then we get Carter's dropping Zoe off at school, trying to embarrass her a little more.
Of course.
And Lupo calls Carter to bring him to a hit and run scene.
Yes.
No other vehicle was involved in said accident, though.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
This feels familiar.
The lady that got hit says that it came out of nowhere. She didn't even see it. How is this possible?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the car is wrecked. It's probably totaled.
Yeah.
And Jack thinks it was a bear. And then Taggart shows up and has a different idea.
He does not think it's a bear.
He does not.
He thinks it is a Gigantopithecus americanus.
Gigantopithecus americanus. Bigfoot. Yes. Taggart's theory is that it is Bigfoot. So, of course, Joe is like, why are you here? And he says, oh, I heard you on the scanner. And she says, what, you were just passing by in camis and night vision goggles? And just the way he says, yeah. Just with a shrug. Yeah, and then Lupo goes, nice. Yep. Lupo can respect that.
Yep.
She's impressed. And then Jack finds a body.
He does.
It is not a good looking body. This body is tore up.
It is quite messy.
Yes. But that only supports Taggart's theory.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get credits. Henry is on the scene when we come back from credits. And he's got his coroner badge on. Mm-hmm. He does not think it was an animal attack.
Nope. Based
on the injuries, it looks like he was skydiving. But as Carter says, horizontally.
Yes.
And they found a biometric chip on the body. Some sort of locator. Mm-hmm. So then they figure out it's probably somebody from GD. Either a researcher or the research. Bom, bom, bom. And instead of calling Stark, Carter calls Allison because he's trying to keep it quiet. Mm-hmm. Then in Stark's office, we're back to Stark's office, and Fargo walks in obviously tired. He hasn't slept in days. His team is trying really, really hard to keep up, but they can't. There's another team, and there's some sort of competition happening.
Yes.
We do find out that the competition is about the shield array.
Yes.
So they're both trying to complete this project, and Fargo's team just can't keep up, and they're not sleeping, and they're working around the clock, and he's just dog tired.
And he said, how am I supposed to keep up with Sector 5?
Yes. Section 5 is, they've got all these resources. We don't. And Stark's like, oh, make the best of what you got. You know, like.
Yep. Well, that's just not fair.
Yeah. I mean.
It's relatable.
Yeah. Because it's one thing to be like, well, you've got the same resources. Use your brains. Figure it out. Mm-hmm. But if you're giving all the resources to one team and none to the other.
Right.
Who you think is going to win?
Right.
You know? So a guy from the other team is also supposed to be in this meeting. Mm-hmm. And he's still sitting at Cafe DM with Vincent. But then Vincent's like, oh, you're going to be late for work. And he's like, oh. And then he just zoops off and makes it to the meeting in time.
Very, very Alan Flash of him.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. I've never watched any of the Flash TV shows.
Well, even like the spinning chair, like all of a sudden he's just gone.
Yeah.
A gust of wind.
Okay.
It's the Flash.
All right. I like it. I like a good nerd reference.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Even though I'm not the biggest Flash fan. Obviously, I haven't watched the shows or whatever, or read I don't read comics. I watch all the movies and the shows and stuff, but.
Well, there's DC movies that he's in. He has his own movie.
The DC movies.
The new ones are better.
Wonder Woman was good.
You would like the new Flash movie then.
Okay.
You should watch it.
Is Wonder Woman in it?
Maybe.
Is Aquaman in it?
Maybe.
Because I like Aquaman too.
Of course you do.
Because Jason Momoa. Anyway. So he makes it to the meeting on time. And now the project is due by 5 tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Instead of Friday.
Yep.
We don't know what day this is. But
we can assume it's not Thursday.
It is not Thursday. And Fargo is stressed, but Milton and his team are unfazed.
Yes.
Fargo says, we need to get serious and we need to cheat. Because, I mean, again, fair to Fargo because it's not really cheating. He's trying to get the same resources.
Yeah, he's trying to level the playing field.
Is Castiel trying to tell us things?
Yes. He just woke up and realized I was here.
Oh, yeah. Meow.
Hi.
Is this Castiel's corner? Castiel's corner. Back to the episode, unless you have more to say, bud.
No? Anything else?
So, Allie goes and tells Stark about the bodies. Mm-hmm. And then black SUVs arrive at the accident site.
Yep.
All crazy like. And Jack and Nathan argue about who has jurisdiction. Henry uses his little pen gadget to take an image of the crime scene because he's smart. And Switzerland.
Yes. Totally Switzerland.
He's like, I'll clean it up, but I'm going to take pictures first.
Very sneakily with his pen.
Yes. And then threats are a-flying. When Carter says, I'll kick you in the teeth or whatever he says, Stark says, I'd like to think we're a little more evolved than that. And Carter says, well, I think you overestimate me.
Yep.
Touche.
Yep.
Oh, Carter. Then at the sheriff's office, Joe is trying to get Carter to accept that Nathan is pretty much in charge.
I love that she says, when he says jump, everyone else says, what trajectory? Not how high.
Yes, what trajectory? Very sciencey.
And then Jack says, yeah, well, I say screw him. The humor in this episode really, hit home for me.
Yeah.
The writers really got me this episode.
Good.
Yeah.
It was. There was a lot of really great humor and moments and the way it was delivered.
And then after that, Joe says, well, he's probably saying the same thing about you, only in Latin. And I don't know why. The writing in that, the 4 lines, just, it got me.
I love it. Well, and it's a good exchange, but again, just the way that these actors deliver and the director directed and it all comes together.
It does.
Henry comes in to save the day and brings in the pen thing and puts the image of the body directly on Jack's desk with
his magnetic resonance imager.
His portable
magnetic.
Because it's just an MRI.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a portable MRI, which that would be fascinating.
Yes, and very helpful.
And then so Joe and Carter go back to the woods to look for more evidence.
Yep.
Stark goes into Section 5 to meet with Milton and his team, and he tells Milton about the accident. A man died, and he's concerned about that, but he wants them to keep working. So it's sometimes I don't even think Stark knows where his actual priorities lie. Because, he wants to be very concerned with this dead person, but he also needs the job to be done.
Well, I think he knows that, he has so much on his plate.
Yeah.
He has this dead body, but also he has this, I'm sure it's a meeting with Department of Defense or something.
Yeah.
That are counting on Global Dynamics to have this invention, this thing.
So when he leaves, then Milton pressures his team into juicing with something. And because he's we have to do this, and the guys don't want to, but right. He's no, we have to.
They're the side effects aren't worth it.
Fargo, though, is watching all of this because he set up a literal bug.
Yes, he did.
A literal bug. Because it's an ant. It's a robot, but shaped like an ant.
It's adorable.
Yes. And then at Zoe's school, the nerds are in charge. We see that the nerds bully the jocks.
Yes, the cheerleaders are talking about chemistry?
Something sciencey.
Something
definitely super sciencey. And that's the cool kids are the smart kids.
Yeah.
And Zoe meets officially her cute boy from Cafe Diem. His name is Dylan.
Yes.
And he looks like he's very rockabilly. Yes. He looks like he could have been in the Elvis era. So yeah, she's chatting up Dylan, and he has an internship at Global Dynamics.
Yes.
So he's also one of the brainy kids.
Yes.
But, he finds it hard to live up to his parents' expectations, and parents just don't understand. Right. So, typical teen love, teen romance. Oh, look, we have so much in common, even though we don't. Right. So in the woods, Jack finds an ear lodged in a tree.
He does. Stuck in there.
Gross. So he brings it over to Henry's garage. And Henry is running test simulations of the accident. And he's done all the simulations. Someone or something turned our guy into Roadrunner. So
Yes.
Jack gives him the ear that he can now test for chemical influence. What I love, my next humorous moment that got me so hard. Why does this test dummy look like me? It's generic. Just the look on poor Jack's face.
So sad.
Jack, my beautiful boyfriend, you do not have a generic face. You're beautiful.
Very beautiful face.
You have a very, very beautiful face. So then we go back to Global Dynamics. And we're in the waste collection center, and Fargo is dumpster diving. And he finds the bottle of stuff that the other team was using. The actual.
And he says, Eureka!
He does say Eureka. He calls out the title of the show.
I love it.
You can tell that. I feel like that's the moment when you can tell that the creators of the show wrote this episode.
Yes.
Because they're like, it's the name of the show. Let's put it in.
Get it?
Then we come back to Henry's garage. And I love, too, that Carter goes, Henry, do you ever actually work on cars?
It slows down.
He's wearing his forensics badge at this point. And he explains with all the big words that the dead guy was juicing.
Yes. In time for some Sports Corner.
Sports Corner! This is
Sports
new,
Corner.
everyone! Sports Corner!
Possibly our only Sports Corner with a show like Eureka.
Possibly,
We'll see what happens.
but I'm not going to rule it out. Because Jack is into sports.
That's true.
So, Sports Corner!
Sports Corner! Henry basically says he's been juicing.
Yeah.
And Carter says, with what? Rocket fuel? And Henry says, I don't know, but you won't find it in Barry Bonds' locker. So, Sports Corner, Barry Bonds is a very famous, very successful baseball player.
I have heard the name.
That was in a huge steroid scandal.
Oh, that's probably why I've heard the name.
Like, huge. Like, it took years. He got indicted for perjury and obstruction of justice.
Oh.
So, yeah. At that time, it would have been a very common reference of Barry Bonds. He has insane amount of records and, like, was an insane baseball player.
All right. And it was probably before this time, though, that he got indicted with all his juicing and
It was
all.
about the same time, I think.
Yeah, it's probably so it was probably very timely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was very timely.
All right. Yay, sports. Sports Corner.
Thanks for singing me out this time.
You're welcome. So then Jack takes Allie to lunch at the Global Dynamics cafeteria.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly romantic.
Just the best place to be.
But he's looking to find people eating weird. Like, Too much. Like, not just I'm at lunch and I'm hungry, but
right.
like...
Henry said, you'll know one of the side effects would be, like, crazy metabolism.
Right. So he's looking for a dumb amount of food.
Yep.
And Allison is skeptical, as usual, of Jack's theory. But here comes Milton and his team to prove him right.
Yep.
Allison said these guys are in Section 5, so it has to be handled delicately. Jack gives zero fucks who you are or where you work, because he's just going to plop down that image of a dead body right on their lunch table to make them yak.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And he says, is that delicate enough for you? Then Stark comes to the cafeteria to throw his weight around and hinder Jack again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just... That's the thing, though. I feel like if Stark gave Jack a chance and, like, really worked with him, they could get a lot more done.
So much more.
And I think Jack would work with Stark if Stark were willing to work with him.
Right.
So that's one of my complications with my relationship with that character.
Mm-hmm. Very complicated.
But then Fargo zoops in to give Jack his conclusive evidence. Because he's zooms in like the Flash and starts eating, and even eating as fast as the Flash.
Yes.
And Allie is finally on Jack's side in this one. So they come up with a plan to isolate the juicers and see what they go through, see how they go through withdrawals. And Henry is going to analyze the compound in the meantime to see exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. Then we get over to the smart house to Sarah. Zoe is under pressure from school. but she met a new friend at school, and
A new chemistry tutor.
And it's a boy. And Jack is super uncomfortable when he finds out that it's a boy. Dylan comes over to help Zoe with her chemistry. Ayo.
At least it's not biology.
And Jack dad's hard in this scene. He's
so
like,
hard.
He's like, I have a gun, you know.
Right?
Yeah. So Jack is trying to look through the evidence and everything, and someone zoops through the living room and steals the evidence and writes on the wall,
back off.
All menacing. And oh my gosh, what happened? Zoe and Dylan come down the stairs going, what was that? So then we go back to global and Jack global. Jack is waiting to question the juicers until they get good and primed. Stark poo-poos the tape recorder idea, of course. When I was watching this one, I'm like, this isn't the first time, but what is the opposite of a Luddite? Because do you know what a Luddite is?
Yes, I know the word.
It's someone who is afraid of or hates new technology.
Right.
So what's the opposite of a Luddite? Someone who hates older technology and thinks it's useless.
Bean.
I didn't say it.
A gearhead.
Yeah.
First adapter.
Yeah.
Adopter.
Yeah. But Stark poo-poos any older technology all the time. Oh, it's older, so it's useless.
Right.
But the tape recorder ends up working because Jack puts together then that Dylan was involved. Because he asks who else had access to all these compounds, and it was being used in the drug trial that Kevin is in. So they know that all the student interns from the Tesla school had access. And then Jack puts the pieces together and says, Dylan was in my house. Dylan's one of the interns. He's got to be involved somehow.
Right. And this is also where we find out that NPH, which I think is hysterical that that's the breakdown of the letters, the chemical compound, is an advanced form of Ritalin. So like I said, it's very similar to my Adderall.
Yes, it is, and it's being used in the study that Kevin is in. But don't worry, Kevin is on the placebo, we find out. Showing that and I wrote down that it shows that his improvements were from his treatments, not from some drug, and he's responding to his mom having hope and not a drug. So the treatments are doing well without chemical influence, so that's a good thing. Right. But also, so this is my science corner for the episode, very short, and actually I want your input on it more, because basically they're saying, science corner, that they are using these stimulants. It's obviously a stimulant. Right. They're using these stimulants to treat neurodivergence. And ADHD is another form of neurodivergence. So I know you can speak on that because you do take
oh boy do I
medications for ADHD, and they are stimulants.
Yeah. And I would say I am somewhere on the spectrum for sure. I would also say that it does treat some of my autistic tendencies that make life harder. Okay. I am able to socialize a lot more, and I'm not... If you remember when I was on a certain stimulant for a replacement for the Adderall that I take, I went nonverbal. So it does have the same... it would affect the same parts of the brain that are the harsher side effects of or symptoms of autism. Yeah. So it's totally plausible.
Yeah. So this was actually science in the episode that connected, that made sense. Treating neurodivergence with stimulants is now, well, and even then, because I know when my sister was young, even...
Yeah, Ritalin was very popular back then.
They put her on Ritalin for ADD.
No one liked Ritalin, though. Ritalin made a lot of people upset. It turned a lot of people into zombies.
Well, it turned my sister into a zombie, but also made her lose an unhealthy amount of weight. Okay. And so finally, my dad just was like, no, we're not doing this to my kid.
And that's why stimulants are constantly being evolved, but also constantly being safeguarded. Yeah. By pharmacies and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's my very, very, very short science corner.
Science corner.
Science corner. So Jack speeds off to the Tesla school to get Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure why he wanted to pull her out of school. I know he wanted to get her away from Dylan.
Right.
But for all they know, like, they don't...
Maybe, I think it was in case she was with Dylan at school. They didn't know where Dylan was for sure.
Right, but then she wasn't with Dylan at school.
And then ended up with Dylan.
And he wasn't at school. So why did you pull her out? Anyway. So then we get to Dylan zooping Jack out of the Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
And we get Lakeside. So Dylan is going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And he is on an unhealthy amount of stimulants.
Yes.
And when stimulants are not prescribed for a reason...
Right. When they're used as uppers.
Yes. This is what it can do to you.
When you actually need them, stimulants make you very sleepy.
Yeah.
I slept so good once my Adderall got refilled.
Oh, good.
I'm sleeping again. It's lovely.
Isn't that crazy, though? How, like, caffeine or stimulants in general will keep me awake
Mm-hmm.
and make you more calm.
Yeah, and it's not like, I mean, if I take an Adderall an hour before bed, I'm not going to sleep.
Right.
That's just chemical stimulant. Like,
yeah.
But if I don't take my Adderall, my brain is so loud that when I lay down to go to sleep, no matter how tired I am, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
But if Adderall is consistently in my system, when I lay down to sleep, my brain's like, one thought at a time, and then goes to sleep. But, like, if you were to take Adderall every day, you would never sleep ever again.
Oh, yeah. No. Because if I have too much caffeine after a certain time, that's when my racing thoughts happen at night.
Right.
And I can't sleep.
Yeah.
So, because for me, it's also not just twitchy, like, I'm awake, but also my brain moves faster and I have the racing thoughts.
Yeah, and if I have caffeine too late, my body's awake, but my brain is asleep.
Oh.
So, I just need my brain and my body on the same page, please.
Yes, please.
At all times.
So, Dylan goes going crazy. Jack tries to talk him down and saves the day with a baseball.
Yes.
That scene is so well shot. I love
It
just
is.
the lens choices they use, and when he hits him in the head when he's running at him with the baseball. And
But also, if you get hit that hard with a baseball, because, I mean, they said he can run up to 500 miles an hour.
oh yeah, you're probably dead.
Yeah, he's going to be dead.
He's dead.
The ball should have gone through him.
The ball should have exploded.
Yeah.
But also dead.
But, yay, magic of television.
Yay, TV. But Zoe does break up with him right there and then.
Yes, we are so over.
Yeah. And then Jack gets his baseball league.
He does, and it's so cute in an Apple Vision.
Yes. It's VR baseball.
Yes.
The Eureka. I put the Eureka to the game.
They did Eureka the game.
Henry, of course, is the sports announcer.
Totally a new job that needs to go on the list.
I was about to offer that for consideration, and
Absolutely.
you have
Sports
confirmed. Announcer. I already wrote it down. Good. Sports announcer.
Perfect. And town hall leader.
Should we put, like, town hall meeting moderator?
Yes.
Okay. Town hall moderator. How's that?
I like that.
Town hall moderator.
Do we know who the mayor is?
No.
Okay. Do we ever meet a mayor?
Is there a mayor?
I mean, it's a town, so there would
It
have
is
to
a
be.
town. There would have to be, but we've never heard about a mayor.
Right.
I don't know. Oh, no. He does mention that there's a mayoral election coming up.
Oh, so we will meet a mayor.
In the town meeting.
Mayor's gonna be evil.
Oh.
I'm putting that in my betting books.
You putting that in your prophecies there?
Yes.
All right. So let it be known that Maddie thinks the new mayor is going to be evil.
Yes.
Allie hits a home run.
She sure does.
Jack has the first out, and then Allie hits a home run.
It's a great day.
It is a great day. It's a great day for baseballs.
And it ends with Jack saying, "I'll never get used to this town."
Yeah. Oh, Jack, you love it. You know it.
Yeah, he totally does.
Oh, stop it. You love maybe not every second. Maybe not when you're, like, Vulcan mind melding or being pulled out of your Jeep at Mach 5.
So for it.
Yes.
Smash or pass?
Oh, I only have like 3 for you.
No, I have one for you.
Oh,
you do have some. I thought you didn't have any.
I
so
have a
was
couple, not
okay.
many.
Okay, you go. You go.
All right, I'll go and then you go.
Okay.
So first, I must preface this by saying I do not smash or pass teenagers.
Or anyone underage.
Yes.
But apparently overage is fine.
A way overage is totally fine because that they are consenting adults.
Yes.
But teenagers, no. So that's why we've never smashed or passed Zoe. And we are not smashing or passing Dylan because he's a teenager. I tried to look up the actor to see if the actor was overage at this moment, but I couldn't find his birthday anywhere.
That's fair.
So, no Dylan. But smash or pass, Milton.
Pass.
Yeah, pass. He's weird and gross.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Coffee and a drug pusher.
Yeah. Gigantopithecus americanus.
Smash.
Smash? Yeah, oh, you like him big and hairy, huh?
We'll see. I'll climb that like a tree.
I'm gonna go ahead and pass. You climb that all you want. What about the portable MRI pen? Smash. That thing was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how about virtual reality baseball? Smash. I think I would like virtual reality baseball better than regular baseball.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I might be better at it. Because it's more like a video game than actual sport.
Fair.
What do you got?
Alright, MPH.
MPH or NPH?
We know Neil Patrick Harris is smashed.
Yeah.
So, MPH.
Oh!
The drug mentioned in the show that makes you go super fast.
Okay, I'm going to pass because I do not need stimulants and I would end up like Dylan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel like that would ever treat ADHD because it's too strong. But I would smash, but I would never let myself try it. Just like I don't let myself try cocaine because I know I would love it too much.
Ah, okay.
Because I do love a good energy rush.
Yeah.
I do love an upper.
Yeah. Got any others?
That's it.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us today, Maddie. Got any special things you want to shout out or...
I think we did that all in the beginning.
We did.
We're good.
I did. But I'm going to remind everybody again to they don't call it subscribing anymore. They call it following.
Yeah.
So everybody follow our show. Make sure you know when the latest episode drops. And if you feel like emailing us, we're going to list all of our ways to get in contact with us via email, Instagram, all the things in the outro. So interact with us. We'd love to hear from any of our listeners. Until next time.
Bye, bestie.
Bye, bestie.
Madi and Rin are a pair of best friends and photographers. We have no affiliation with Sci-Fi Channel or the producers of Eureka.
This podcast is for fun, and everything we say is our own opinion and thoughts. Nothing is official. Email us at youshouldwatchpod1@gmail.com. That's youshouldwatchpod, the number 1, @gmail.com.
Find and follow the show on Instagram at You Should Watch Podcast, all one word.
Find and follow Maddie on Instagram at Anna Madison Photography, all one word, and find her on the web at annamadisonphotography.com.
Find and follow Rin on Instagram at Rin Photo Studio, all one word, and find Rin on TikTok at WonderRin. That's WonderRin. Be warned that the TikTok is scattered and ridiculous and contains lots of cats.
A big, big thank you to John Eric Copeland for the use of his song written for this podcast as the intro and outro for this show.
John Eric Copeland is the founder of From the Moment Music at fromthemomentmusic.com. Thanks for listening.
Bye, besties!